Hello, my ladies, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, we're going to talk about advice for ladies in their early teens and 20s. And this is advice that I would give to my own little sisters, my little cousins, advice that they need to hear, but probably don't want to because, it's just so much easier to take advice from people that you look up to on the internet and the social media world, and celebrities than it is to take advice from your own family. But sometimes your family knows best and sometimes they don't. But translating this advice to little sisters can sometimes be a bit more difficult and be taken the wrong way when it is from someone who is very close to you. But this is all advice that I would give to my younger sisters, and just ladies in general who are coming up in the generation behind me. And I think it's important to have these conversations because where we're heading right now is completely in the wrong direction and setting ourselves up and setting God's world up for complete and utter destruction. So anyways, I know I have a lot of young girls on here. I mean, I have men who follow me. I have literally women from all ages. But I know that most of the women who follow me are young girls. And so I think it's an important video to make, this things that I would have told myself when I was younger and seeking out a true role model, seeking out real guidance for my life. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video. So, number one is don't move in with a boyfriend. I know that we live in a culture that is doing it ass backwards. We find somebody we think is hot and sexy and attractive, and then we hook up together, and then we move in together quickly thereafter, and then have a few babies, and then eventually decide to get married. But I want you to know that that is not God's divine plan for your life. It is not. That is completely opposite of what He preaches to us, and for very good reasons. That's not His plan because He knows that those situations don't normally work out well for us in the long term and in the end, okay? And even though all of your friends are probably playing house with their boyfriends, people at your school are all moving in together and they're doing it all backwards. Because that's become so normalized. But I promise you there's nothing normal about it. Here in the West, we think that we have all the rules about relationships and dating figured out. We think we know all of there is to know about how to do romantic relationships, but we actually have no idea. I mean, we are probably the furthest away from the truth in the entire, probably on earth, okay? A lot of other cultures, yes, they maybe do it backwards too because it is a whole crisis as a nation. But we here in the West, having the most abundance and freedom that we do, we tend to do all of the business and career things right, and we've got all that figured out. But when it comes to romance, we don't know what we're doing. And so ultimately, in the end, that leads to destruction of homes and, broken families, toxic homes, not having two-parent households, disrupting family unit, which ultimately, again, leads to having a strong society. You have strong family units and you have a strong society. So we need to, get it all, bring it all back to where it starts, and that is in romantic relationships in the home. So We must take in this knowledge and, look up to people who can help us in our relationships, and, read the Bible and find truth for ourselves, to find the best way to go about starting a romantic relationship. And I can assure you that moving in with your boyfriend when your brains are both not fully developed, you don't know where you're going with this person, you're opening yourself up to the dangers of being impregnated by, your partner, so many other situations that can just bring you a lot of dark forces in your life and things that you wouldn't have had to deal with if you had done it in God's proper design, okay? So, no living with boyfriends. I don't know why my parents and grandparents ever thought that that was okay, but for a certain period of time, they thought that that was okay. I would not advise it. I would not advise it. And I am saying boyfriends, okay? So if you have a husband and you get married that young, then hey, of course, live with your husband. But when you're fresh out of high school, you don't know, if your boyfriend in high school wants to get married to you and start a family and you just move in together, it's a dangerous situation, okay? So, anyways, let's move on to the next one. Next piece of advice for you ladies in your teens and 20s is read books. So we have never had it so easy in the world of knowledge. We have all the access in the world to knowledge at our fingertips. Books that we can click, place order, and have them show up on our doorstep. So many things to learn about the world, so many things to discover, and we've never had easier access to all of it. So you do not have to go to college. I'm from the South, and we are very, very traditional here, especially where my parents grew up. Most of the people, they graduate high school, but they don't go off to university and get college degrees. They start a family immediately after graduating. And you can be a progressive, traditional woman, if that makes sense. So you can, decide that you want to be educated and you want to have an established education, just a well-rounded education on different things about life, without, slaving your life away and spending all kind of buku money in going to college. You could even go to a trade school if you want to. And I don't think that, I'm not totally against it. Like we all have our own stories to write. But here's what I'm going to say, and what I said to my own sister who's going to college. If you truly believe that in your heart you want to go to college and God is calling you to do so, then you should go for it. But what I want you to understand is that going to college, just because you've been in school your whole life and your principal and all of your teachers are saying, wow, you would be so great in college. You need to have your career all figured out. When you leave school, don't waste any time. Go out there and get a further education. And you're basing your opinions and your life path off of what your teachers are telling to you and your principal and your peers at school, or even your parents. I know a lot of us, I hear from a lot of you girls that your parents are kind of trying to force you and push you into the college life, and you're just not really feeling very comfortable with that. But I'm here to tell you that your parents, they cannot make your life decisions for you. You have to honor your parents. You have to respect that they do know more than you. They probably do know more than you, and that they probably want the best for you. Honor your parents' advice. Take everyone that is giving you advice, take it with a grain of salt. Use it to your own wisdom, but that you don't have to base your decisions in your life off of because you're being forced to by your parents, or because you want, your high school to get gold stars for sending the most kids off to college. My cat, she's always in the background of my videos. Okay, so, learn what you want to learn. Learn about what drives you. We all have passions. We all have a different purpose here. God is the one that tells us what our purpose here is, and the things that he places in our hearts to pursue. We all have different things that we want to discover and learn about and then educate other people on. But you have to figure that out for yourself, and no one else can determine that for you. Okay? Next, I'm going to say is take care of yourself now with your lifestyle and with your diet, because right now, when you're as you are young, you have the most advantage. You have the most energy levels at your age. Your body is the youngest that it'll ever be. You have the advantage of learning about diet. You have a lot more free time on your hand to learn about diet and exercise routines and all of that fun stuff. But start now, because I know that we get caught up in these routines of going out with our friends after school and getting Sonic and getting McDonald's and Burger King and ice cream and all of this, and that's fine and dandy to a certain extent, but establishing a workout routine that is consistent, establishing a diet that gives you the proper nutrition, that is going to set yourself up in the future, in your older self, for success. I honestly can say that when I was younger, I was kind of always really into health and fitness and whatnot, but I was literally the only one in my family that was having a real workout routine. I've been working out since I was, I don't know, maybe about 19 or 20, maybe even younger than that. And it's just something that I've always known that I was supposed to do, that I wanted to do. I wanted to look good and feel good, and no one else in my family was doing that, which is so bizarre to me. Even still to this day, I'm pretty much the only one that has a workout routine. And don't go crazy with it, okay? Do not, you don't have to hit the gym just because your favorite workout influencers are, in the gym 3 times a day, 7 days a week, and, going all these crazy diets and whatnot. Learn about nutrition and find what works for you. Even, consider hiring a nutritionist, somebody that can really help guide you. Somebody that is not trying to just sell you something, but rather stands on their own morals and beliefs, okay? Because truth be told, what we need to know about our diet, and of course every aspect of our life, but even diet is rooted in the Bible. So anything that we are confused about, whatever, it can all be found in biblical scripture. So personally, for me, this is the last thing I'm going to say, is that I eat fruit, vegetables, beef, and yes, some potatoes and stuff. But other than that, I don't, I stay away from processed carbs, processed junk, and that stuff is okay sometimes. But the point is, overall, if your diet and your lifestyle is just a good 2 to 3 times a week working out and occasionally treating yourself to sugars and stuff, then not only is your health going to be better, but even your teeth. Your teeth do suffer from you eating the wrong foods as well. So health is always extremely important. Taking care of yourself. You cannot have wealth and abundance until you take care of your internal world, your internal body, okay? Because what you are experiencing in your internal body is going to manifest in your physical body, okay? So make sure that you are doing that, okay? So next advice to give to you is looking up to women who are maybe financially stable, women who are teachers, women who are educators, women who are servers of others, elegant women, women who carry themselves with high morality, women in healthy relationships, not only with themselves, but healthy relationships with their families, healthy relationships with their friends, healthy relationships, most importantly, with their husbands / their partners, and not looking up to, your friends that are sleeping around with boyfriends and playing house and all of this jazz, and not looking up and putting your, having these googly gazy eyes for pop culture celebrities such as Taylor Swift and Demi Lovato and, some of the girls that I looked up to growing up. It's so easy for us to look up to these women because they're just always in our faces and they are on every single radio station playing. You know all about their life. Their life looks so glitz and glamourful on, concert stadiums of, whatever, 75,000 people a night. All the money, success, the fame, the notoriety that they have, it all looks so fun and abundant and, they're living the life. But I promise you, their lives are not always what you think that they are. And in fact, that's why you see a lot of celebrities who get into Hollywood end up dealing with a lot of dark and evil forces. The whole story of, all these celebrities that end up, overdosing and doing drugs and, drinking their life away, all of these things that they're dealing with deep down, and it's just covered up by all the glitz and the glamour that you are witnessing. And not only that, but, celebrities and singers like Taylor Swift and Demi Lovato and Lana Del Rey and Vanessa Hudgens, whoever all of these celebrities are that are continually singing about broken romance and broken relationships. And I know it's relatable. We obsess over it because we can resonate with it, and all of those wounds inside of us are just like, trying to find something to cling on to, and we're trying to hold on to that part of us, and we think like, oh my God, like she's just like me because she can relate to all the brokenness that I have feeling and I'm feeling inside in here, and all the problems that I'm having with my boyfriend, she can relate to me. But I promise you, this is not a healthy role model for you to look up to, okay? Yes, you can acknowledge their talents. Yes, you can acknowledge that they have good, catchy music. But their music and their perpetual broken relationships are keeping you stuck. And I am telling you from my own experience, I fangirled over so many of these celebrities. And the older and older that I get, I question, why the hell is worshiping celebrities here in the West so normalized? I mean, this should not be normalized, right? We should not have normalized so much worshiping celebrities, idolizing women and mostly women who have broken relationships, and then they sing songs and perform about it. Why do we make these people so important when they're actually not doing anything to better serve the world, better serve their community? Anyways, nonetheless, look up to people who genuinely are where you want to be, who genuinely carry an energy that you want to carry, who genuinely have a life and a lifestyle that you want to live, that you see for yourself, okay? Don't get blinded by all the, the luxury cars and all the fame and, all the, what you think is parties and whatnot that they're selling to you. They're selling it to you. They're selling they're selling their music. They don't care about you. So look up to people who genuinely want what's best for you. Okay? So the next piece of advice is, oh boy, this is a really big one. Do not feel bad for standing strong in your values and being celibate, especially when you are in school, especially when you're in university, if you decide to take that path. Do not be afraid to hold true to your morals, okay? Because if you have those deep morals and then you go into schools and communities where, they're promoting hookup culture, they're, all your friends are sleeping with their boyfriends, all your friends are getting pregnant and, outside of wedlock, and, dealing with a lot of brokenness in their lives, you can be the example to set for them. Be the leader of your friend group that says, you know what? I have stronger values than this. I have committed my life to a life of celibacy until I get married. I have decided to take care of myself, take care of my physical body, and more importantly, my spiritual health, and stand true to my morals. And so you be that leader of your friend group if you have to. You be the one that they can respect and look up to, and later on in life they'll see you have so much abundance and, a loving relationship with your husband, a loving relationship with your family, and they will be looking up to you and asking you for guidance and advice because you stood firm on your values and you knew what you wanted and you went after that in the most knowledgeable way, in the most way of wisdom possible. Okay. Okay. And the next advice that I'm going to give to you is date. So whether you are in school or university, whatever path that you decide to take, even if you decide to do the, 9 to 5 working at a local boutique in your hometown, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. There's nothing wrong with deciding against the career boss babe lifestyle and not going to college and just working at a local shop, okay? Whether you choose to do that or not, date. Get out there and enjoy the dating process. Dating is an experience. Dating is something that is supposed to be enjoyed, something that you're supposed to gain skills and knowledge and wisdom on. Dating is supposed to help you increase your feminine energies. Dating is supposed to help you decipher what the qualities in the men that you're picking and choosing are that you like, the qualities that you don't like, what resonates with you, values, aligning values, all of these things that you are getting to experience while you're dating and networking and getting out there and meeting people, and all having the advantage of men providing meals for you and paying for lunch dates with you, and, just fun little activities and dates and experiences. It's supposed to be enjoyed, and dating is supposed to be a process of practicing for your future husband. So it doesn't have to be this, I'm sitting down with, I have 1,000 questions to ask him. We're going interview style and bam, 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 bam. No, it's supposed to be a process. You have to give men the experience of you. Men are there to experience female energy. So giving them the experience of you and who you are, and letting them find out who you are, and then decide whether to pursue a relationship with you or not. That is the beauty of it. That is the process. That is the beauty in having multiple dates with multiple men, okay? And even if you are young and, maybe you're dating guys that are more in your age range and they don't have the money to take you out to Ruth Chris Steakhouse or, the 5-star restaurant that's in the next city over. That's okay. They don't have to, because, honestly, the more traditional way is to, get together with a group of friends, meet, friends that are single from other friends. Familiarity is what we are all desiring. Familiarity creates the most authentic connections and relationships with other people. So when we have friends and family that know single people, and then we get together with them, and maybe we go to group gatherings, we go to family events, we go to friend groups events, these are the best ways to get out there and meet guys, and then allow them to get familiar with you. Let them cook for you. If he doesn't want to bring you to a fancy restaurant, whatever, let him cook for you. Let him do for you. Because when men are doing for us, that is how they bond to us. When they are earning their way in, earning our love, pursuing us, and allowing us to see how worthy they are as a life partner, allowing them to provide meals and fix things, and all of these cute little things that men do physically, in order to prove that they are good providers and good protectors for us and our potential future life together and children. Okay, so please, get out there and date, exercise your femininity, because this will set you up for healthier relationships in the end. Whether you get married soon on, or whether you even get married later on in life in your 30s, okay? Never stop dating until there's a man that comes along, sweeps you off your feet, proposes to you, all of that stuff. Just allow whatever comes to you to come to you, and consider all these experiences that you're having in your dating world as lessons learned and things that you need to experience in your life in order to work on yourself and grow and become spiritually attuned to God's divine plan for you. Okay, so I could go on, but I'm going to leave it at that for now. Don't get caught up in toxic hookup culture, toxic college culture, drugs, drinking, all of these dangerous things that just destroy you in the end, and bring you bad soul ties. Don't get caught up in that, and do the things that I'm telling you to do instead. And I think that you will live a happier and healthier and more slow living lifestyle that is not full of overconsumption. It's so easy to get caught up in overconsumption right now in this world that we are living in. But in the end, we have to think about our health, and our spiritual health, our emotional health, our physical health. Okay, so ladies, if you are interested in investing more into your dating world, there's some skills that you need to know. It can be a very intimidating thing to get out there and start rotational dating and date multiple men, and where do you start, how do you meet these guys, all of these things. It can be quite intimidating, especially when you are the only one in your friend group that is doing it, right? You feel like the oddball out, like the black swan. But that is why I have created a feminine dating course for you, to hopefully help guide you in these skills, in these practices, give you some knowledge and tips on it, help you feel more comfortable in, getting your foot wet in that dating world, and, set yourself up for healthy polarity in your relationships. So ladies, if you're interested in investing into that, make sure that you look in the description box, because I will link that feminine dating course down below. And as always, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you are not already. Follow me on all of my platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of that. I have different content on all of them. I'm sure that you can find something there for you. I'm pretty much always active on Instagram stories. So yeah, I hope that you have found this to be very helpful, and I love you, and As always, I will see you ladies in the next one. Mwah.